Yeah, what I love about Michael's films is that there are always so many different angles, and the perspective is always very peculiar. So it's not, it's, as you said, it's not a film which is just about that murder case. It deals with so many other things. It is a film within a film. It deals with the impossibility of making a film about this subject matter, because there's just it's impossible to find out the truth, and that's what I discovered for myself as well. I talked to so many journalists, and some are convinced 100% that they're innocent, the others are not, you know. So at the end of the day, I think, like, okay, I won't find out the truth. What I found interesting is that the film also deals with the fact that the victim was forgotten, and this I find very interesting, because everybody's talking about the suspects, but nobody about the victim. So
he likes you to kind of discover it for yourself, because he wants it to be real, you know. So I think unless he really has something to say about it, he won't. He'll just let you kind of sit in it and figure it out for yourself, which I think is kind of amazing.
I mean, the thing is, the shortest shooting days I've ever had. You too, right? He works an 8-hour day. With no lunch break and no gaps and no trailers and no one going off anywhere. And there's no hair and makeup touch-ups in between, so you don't slow down. So you basically, it's 8 solid hours. And your radio mic the minute you arrive, and that stays on the whole time. So you have to just get comfortable with the fact that Michael's going to hear everything you're saying, and possibly every time you go for a wee as well is going to be shared. Daniel and I managed to sneakily speak German a couple of times, but we'd get a bit of a, you know, I'm on to you. But so it's a very different way of working than most people have, and then what he likes is to create a kind of flow feeling of nobody says action, nobody says cut, and hopefully something that he's after will happen sort of organically during the day. Yeah.
You never get a great take. It's just move on. So
yeah.
And as an actor, you want to be loved. You want to hear. You want to get some feedback, but you don't get any.
You had us. Cara and I looked after you.
I had you.
You and I sort of spent a lot of time just going, did he like it? I don't know. You know, we were used to being stroked slightly more, but it was good for us. It was good for us, wasn't it?
Every time we got a script, it wasn't what we ended up saying basically at all. Like, he would just leave the camera rolling and kind of you've got to just carry on until he says cut. You just kind of improvise. The stuff that we ended up talking about was pretty special.
And also it was slightly different for Daniel and I. Daniel's obviously not speaking his own language, and I wasn't talking my own accent. So that can make you feel a little bit less free in terms of, you know, just leaving the camera on while you're talking about, you know, something that's happened to your mum, you know, or something like that. So you know, that I felt slightly hampered in terms of Michael's process, just for that kind of thing, because he does love those moments of completely real.
Manipulative, but in a good way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a nice way.
And it's the only time on a film I've ever had a very long speech to do. And I've had a couple in the movie, and by the time the last one came around, I actually didn't bother learning my lines the night before, because I knew that there would be 4 or 5 different versions in the morning. You know what I mean? And that feels like, as an actor, you know, I've been doing this a while, like, I would never do that, turn up without knowing my lines, but it was important that I didn't, because that would actually have messed me up.
And even if you said something the day before at dinner, he'd written it in the next day. Do you know what I mean? Like stuff like that.
Yeah,
and you're just like, oh wait, I said that yesterday. Oh wait, hold on.
Because he's such a maverick, and because he's so creative, and because he has got this plan, however unorthodox it is, you do feel like you're in the hands of a proper auteur, which does give you a kind of confidence in itself, even if he is messing you up by changing your lines, you know.